Well, we did it, guys. We broke through $7,000 per Bitcoin. I was going to stream it live on my phone to go through it because there's a 400 Bitcoin wall. It's like a $6 million wall or something like that at 7,000 Bitcoin. I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to stream this. This is super exciting. And they pulled the wall and off it went, jumped right past $7,000 in a big way. It's at 7,050 now. It's insane. So the question is now, like, what is going to happen? What does this mean? Where is it going? Are we going to see a big dump? You know, we are still 14 days away from the SegWit 2X fork. And that means we got a lot of time to ride this thing up. You know, when we were looking at the Bitcoin Gold fork, we saw a lot of growth pretty much right up to the fork. I was expecting to see some dumping happen before the fork. And I was especially expecting to see some dumping happen after the fork, neither of which really happened. So there is some insane strength happening in the cryptocurrency space right now, especially rallying behind Bitcoin. When I first got into the space, I was never really a fan of Bitcoin because I don't feel that its utility is as strong as, say, Ethereum or Litecoin. It's just not currently that scalable right now, but you know, there's just so much momentum behind this. There is just currently nothing stopping it, especially, you know, today there's the announcement that they're going to start trading Bitcoin options. So this is absolutely huge. Yeah, so we have 14 more days till SegWit 2X. So we got a lot of time to run. And, you know, really the psychological barriers here are only really 7,500. And then after that, I don't think 8,000, 9,000 are really going to act as psychological barriers at all. We're gonna see pushing 10,000. I think my strategy here is I'm gonna be putting in a sell order probably right around 9,900 Bitcoin, and I'm gonna be expecting to see some kind of rebound after, you know, I think we're just gonna test 10,000. We've been moving so exponentially fast, it's insane. One of my friends who's not really into crypto came into the room the other day, or not the other day, sorry, just a few minutes ago when it was around 6,900, and I was like, dude, check this out, it's gonna break through. And he's like, I don't really have a reference for that, like what was it 2 years ago? And we went back, it was $450 2 years ago. 1 year ago it was around like 1,000 and change. So in the last years we've seen a 600% rate of return, if I'm not mistaken, on Bitcoin in the last year. That's crazy. And I really do think that we're going to be putting 10,000. I think we're going to hit 10,000 Parth really before SegWit 2X, which is in less than 14 days. So if I had to make a prediction, that's what I'm going to predict. We're going to see 10,000 at least tested within the next 14 days. And I think that's crazy. We're seeing growth from 1,000 to 10,000 within 1 year. Mind you, like that's the kind of growth that Ethereum saw right out of the gate. You know, it went from 30 cents all the way up to 300 cents. And that's been since what year, like 2014, 2015. So yeah, agreed, Bernard. 10K in 14 days. That's what I think as well. So that's my strategy right now. It's just been such crazy exponential growth. There's going to be a little bit of consolidation. Do I think we're in a bubble? No. You know, if you walk down the street and you say the word cryptocurrency to 10 people, how many people even know what you're talking about? You know, you're lucky if it's one. If you say Bitcoin, you know, they'll be like, oh, like I've heard of this stuff. I always test it with the taxi driver test. How many taxi drivers have heard of Bitcoin? How many have invested? And generally, it's been around. The response is, I think I've heard of it before, and nobody's invested. So, like, I guess like this is a roundabout way to say, like, are we in a bubble? The answer is no. Because in my opinion, less than 0.1% of the population is either invested or using Bitcoin. So we are not in a bubble at all. We are still such early adopters. It is crazy. Yeah, Keloan, you got it. I'm definitely Canadian. I don't know if you can tell my accent or you just know where I'm from, but you got it. Oh, the about. And that's what it is. Okay. Yeah, Canadian through and through. Jimmy. That's 10 people in one person. Yeah, it's nuts. So there's, you know, this talk of bubble. We're hitting the mainstream media. But I think that's just because we're in it so much. When it does hit mainstream, we're really aware of it. You know, to the everyday person, it doesn't really seem like it's mainstream so much. They see an article here and there. It's still kind of speculation talk, price, bubbles. You know, they see more of the negativity than the positivity, I'd say. You know, when Jamie Dimon's coming out, I sat next to one guy on the plane the other day, and we were talking about cryptocurrency. Actually, the guy next to me bought my meal because my tell you about something. I want to tell you about cryptocurrency. And the guy, I was in the middle seat, lucky me. The guy next to me on the other side was like, whoa, be careful, man. Like, don't tell him about that stuff. Like, you know what happened with China. And so even the people who have heard of this stuff, it's such FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt around it all. You know, people who have heard of it, the 1 in 10, it's like, it's not always good things. So we are just still so early in this game. You know, 10,000 is going to be just a breeze in the wind in the next little while. If you're really, I guess, a smart investor, you know, just hold it, sit back, relax, put your chips in the right positions while you can. And there's really no reason to day trade unless you're just trying to flip a quick buck. But I really believe in the Warren Buffett method, which is you can't beat the market. You know, I've day traded quite a bit, and it doesn't really ever work out. I guess the Bitcoin Gold was the perfect example. I didn't trade it. I held through it. Sorry, I sold my Bitcoin before at 6,100, but I was expecting to buy the dip. I was like, okay, this thing's going to dip to like 4,000 and change. So like, beautiful. I'm going to buy it right there. Like, do like, you know, almost a third position up. And hey, Bonnie, yeah. So I was like, this is for sure what's going to be happening. But no, totally wrong. And so, you know, even though my plan right now is like, okay, well, I'm going to sell out at 9,900 Bitcoin. Hopefully I pick some up then around like 8,000. It's a total gamble. And I don't know, I think it's just because I want to have fun with it more than anything. I think the real smartest move here, thinking out loud, is just to hold. You know, we're going to test 10,000. It's been such an insane exponential rise. Yeah. So Bitcoin, wow. Buy Bitcoin Cash, says Billy. So for anyone who doesn't know about like Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold and why these things exist or why SegWit2x exists, Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold are really just people trying to bring the mining power back to the small guy. Right now, you have to have massive warehouses full of mining equipment to be able to mine Bitcoin. Because right now, if you just have a little desktop computer, you're getting $3 billion Bitcoin's done in the last 24 hours. To mine Bitcoin now, you have to be part of a mining pool. So Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold are movements to bring the mining power back to the small guys. Also, then what SegWit2x is essentially on the complete other side. SegWit2x is trying to double the block size, which means that you actually have to have more computational power to fill these blocks. So SegWit2x is a move towards like the greedy corporations and the big mining companies, and the gold and the cash for the little guys. So I think there's a fine line to tread in the middle there on, okay, well, where do we really want to sit? Because obviously we don't want the big corporations to have control, but you know, we just can't run this massive, essentially global computer and payment system just off people's computers. I mean, ideally great, but I just don't think it's very realistic. So there's going to be a little middle area there. Let's see, Bonnie, Japan is leading the pack with 60% of the Bitcoin volume. Japan is crushing it. It is crazy this is one of the things that I love the most about cryptocurrency is that it is global. You know, like I feel like we're so bubbled in our own little countries where we're like, okay, like, yeah, the Canadian dollar or the Russian or Australian dollar, like this is our thing. And you don't even realize what's happening around the world. Cryptocurrency is bringing us together in a big way. And I'm super excited about it. You know, even with the 10X card, I can travel the world and not have to pay like 10% on exchange rates. And oh my God, 1,001 ways why cryptocurrency wins out over fiat any day. But that's a whole nother story altogether. Whew, wow. So I'm excited. What's it at now? Yeah, still 7,050. Japan is crypto king at the moment. Yeah, agreed. So I think that's it. I'm gonna take a breather here. I need a sip of water. That was a lot of excitement in 10 minutes. Something else I'm super excited about though is I just landed an interview with the two founders of Hashgraph. If you're not familiar with Hashgraph, type that into Google right now. This is supposed to be the next evolution in blockchain, or something that's going to be replacing or evolving blockchain technology. I have yet to take a full dive and look into it, but I saw the headline. And so instantly I just messaged these guys and I said, I need an interview with you guys because I want to bring this information to our group. Obviously, it's super relevant. Bonnie says they are going to be huge. You're talking about Hashgraph. Before you go, should we hold Bitcoin through this fork? How to buy Hashgraph. Okay, so should we hold Bitcoin through the fork? I think that's totally personal choice. You know, like I sold Bitcoin before the last fork, and it kind of came to, yeah, it was a good move, I'd say. I mean, Bitcoin Gold doesn't really have that much value as of, well, it's not really trading that much, but I'd say that was a smart move. And it all depends on how much SegWit 2x is going to be worth and what you speculate it's going to be worth. Myself, I'm just going to hold a substantial part and trade just a little bit, you know, because it's always fun to try to time the market, more of a game than anything. And I think we're going to bounce off 10,000. That's more what I'm trying to do, is play the 10,000 game rather than the fork game per se. So yeah, I'm just playing the 10,000 game, selling at 9,900, wherever that lands. And yeah, Bitcoin Cash, I don't think it's going to get too much legs because, you know, it's us, the people, who are giving Bitcoin the value. We don't obviously want corporations and big entities to have control of this. So we can just move to whatever avenue we want. And I had a question come from somebody today that was like, well, what if like corporations start taking over Bitcoin and all this kind of thing? And I thought, you know what? They can take over Bitcoin if they want, which is the SegWit 2x movement. And we're just going to either A, make a fork and stick with like the Bitcoin like we are now, or let's say the whole thing goes to hell in a handbasket. We're just going to move to something else like Litecoin. So we have so many options. I don't think there's really a possibility for corporations to take over Bitcoin at all and to kind of throw us under the rug. One sec here. Why sell? Keena says, why sell at just before 10,000? It's because I don't think it's going to go 10,000 and through. I think it's going to go 10,000 and then bounce down. I think we're going to see a consolidation. We've gone way too high, way too fast. For sure, I believe that we're going to continue going higher. But, you know, as if you zoom out on any chart of any cryptocurrency, there's the ups, there's the downs, there's the general trend, but there's definitely waves. And I think we're going to see a wave down after the 10,000. So, yeah, Hashgraph doesn't have an ICO right now. They're actually not going to ICO. They're just a project that's getting patented. They're not even sure if they're going to go open sourced or closed source. They're making that decision in the next couple weeks. So this is something I'll talk with them about. It's actually next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, we'll see what they have to say. If you guys have any questions about Hashgraph, I'm actually going to make a post in the group right after this saying that, because I actually just got the interview like an hour ago, which was really, really cool. I was excited about it. So I'll make a post like, hey, here's Hashgraph. Like, what questions do you have? So feel free to throw them all in there, because I don't even know what questions to ask yet. I still need to dive into them and find out exactly what they are, what they're about. Okay. Don't make business. Yeah, Keegan. Totally, man. I was shocked. I thought we were going to see a major dump in Bitcoin. I thought we were going down to like mid 4,000s easy. So I think that's the beautiful thing, is that this market is so unpredictable. It's ridiculous. It makes it exciting, and it makes there's no way to predict. You know, we saw it go one way with Bitcoin Cash and then a totally different way with Bitcoin Gold. So to say that anybody knows how to time the market is just total BS. You know, I have a couple people asking me like, hey, like, what should I do and how should I play this? And it's everyone's just best guess. And even with technical analysis and time in the market, I don't care if you've been in Bitcoin since 2009 when people were buying pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. you can't predict this. You just cannot predict this. So yeah, that's my excitement for 15 minutes. Bitcoin now at 7,070. I'll be interested to see how high this baby goes. All right. Have an awesome night or morning wherever you are. Bonnie says stick with the basics: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Buy quality on dips and hold if you believe. Totally. Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty solid strategy. I mean, there's definitely massive projects out there that are evolving. You know, like, do I think Bitcoin will be the number one forever? Not necessarily. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I don't believe it has like the best utility. I don't think that it's the strongest coin utility-wise. Like Litecoin kicks its ass in pretty much every way, but it just has momentum. But you know, like so did Nortel and like a lot of these big companies that were like Blockbuster. You know, they had momentum too, but they just got outcompeted by superior technology. So I'm definitely fans of, like, say, like Quantum is something that I'm really excited about, that I feel is like a level up on Bitcoin, it's level up on Ethereum. Yeah, there's a lot of projects just to keep an eye out of the ground for. So keep Bitcoin on an exchange or on a wallet. Some exchanges support the Bitcoin fork. I know, oh my God, Blockbuster. Yeah, it was only like 4 years ago they went out of business. Bitcoin, you can keep on Coinbase. I just got the email from them. They'll split your Bitcoin for you, but I'd for sure, like, my suggestion always is to keep all cryptocurrency that you possibly can in a hardware wallet. I personally use the Ledger Nano S. It's kick-ass, super secure. People always ask what happens if you lose it. There's a little 24-word key. So you just put that in, you can recover your money. So it's an encrypted USB. It keeps all your stuff safe. It's like $80 US. Just Google Ledger Nano S. This is the number one thing you can do to store your cryptocurrency safe. People always ask me when they're getting into the crypto space, what is your the top thing you'd recommend? And that's the top thing I'd recommend. Get the Ledger Nano S. And secondly, don't click links and don't put in passwords anywhere, and get two-factor authentication. If you don't have it yet, get two-factor authentication on all your exchanges and even your Gmail. Get it on your phone, because that is going to keep you safe. Too many people have been hacked yet. You know, even like Bitcoin Ben, the trucker guy who takes videos this close up. He's a crypto legend on Facebook. He's been hacked. Ken Bozak, he's been hacked. I've had buddies, they've been hacked for $100,000. It's just nuts. It's so easy to get hacked. Get 2FA, get a Ledger Nano or a Trezor, same thing. Don't fall for shit coins. Right. If it says there's a referral code or it resembles anything like a pyramid, BitConnect, how did that thing make this number 7 cryptocurrency in the world right now? BitConnect. Oh my God. Yeah, don't fall for shit coins. How do you find out if something is a shit coin? Go onto Reddit, come to this group, ask about it. If you're seeing advertisements for it everywhere with referral links, chances is, as Keegan says, that's a shit coin. That's a shit coin. Blockchain secure. Definitely. Blockchain is 100% secure. It's never been hacked. It's essentially a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet that everybody can see at all times. So there's no way to alter it unless you hold 51% of the mining power. Good luck with that. So, but people say, oh, but the DAO happened and this happened and all these hacks happened. What has been hacked have been centralized exchanges. The blockchain itself has never been hacked because you need to carry out a 51% attack. And even in that instance, in the instance of Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, what happened is they were just like, okay, so like we have the blocks, it's block 1, 2, 3. And let's say on block 4, it got hacked, which it did on the DAO. And so what they said then was, we're like, okay, well, fuck that. We're just going to start from block 3 and we'll let block 4 die. And so they forked it. So now the one where the hack happened is Ethereum Classic, and the one where they forked is Ethereum today. All the developers are on Ethereum, and pretty much everyone left Ethereum Classic. And so it's just the mental thought between, okay, well, is like blockchain law, or should we make alterations if there's hacks like this or things that are like clearly wrong? So the diehards are on Ethereum Classic. That thing is way behind in development. It's never going to be any like anything compared to Ethereum. It doesn't have the corporate backing, doesn't have the companies behind it. It's just more of an ideology than a functionality, I would say. Doing. Steve, what are my thoughts on IOTA? This is turning way longer than I wanted it to be. I just wanted to get super pumped on Bitcoin breaking 7,000 20 minutes later. My thoughts on IOTA. Okay, so first of all, I love IOTA and the Tangle technology. It's infinitely scalable with zero fees. That is badass. So there is a lot of talk, though, about them putting fail-safes in their system that are questionable. So there's been a lot of FUD around IOTA lately based around that, but I still hold really like strong for IOTA. I'm a huge advocate for it. I love the Tangle technology, its implications, and I guess this kind of goes, like, I know Hashgraph is different than IOTA, but it's kind of like on the same thread where it's like a next evolution in blockchain. We're pushing the boundaries. Even if this isn't the solution yet, we're getting there, and that's exciting to me that we're continuing to evolve. That for me, like, I love Ethereum, I love blockchain, but it's important for me and for us as investors to realize that it may not be the end all be all. You know, there may be another upgrade from here, and we have to keep our eyes open for that. You know, it's just like there was fiat currency, now there's blockchain. Because we had our eyes open, we were able to see the shift. So things are advancing really rapidly now, so get ready, because blockchain might advance too. Everything's moving on an exponential curve. As soon as something kicks off we go. David, I don't know what I replied to you. Yeah. 8x. Here's a lull. I'm just reading through a bunch of comments. Neo. Yeah, definitely still have faith in Neo. You know, it went up too high, too fast. Then a bunch of FUD came out. Just doesn't have many applications yet. Like, what's the only one right now? Red Pulse ICO? They just need more apps happening. So it'll come. I'm a huge advocate for Neo. On a utility standpoint, currently it's doing faster transactions, and it's already on proof of stake. So in my opinion, Neo has a superior technology to Ethereum currently. It just doesn't have the momentum, the time, the backing, or the applications. And this is what gives things value, is applications, because that's what Ethereum is built for. It's a smart contract provider designed to run essentially decentralized applications. So like Neo, Ethereum, Quantum, they're designed to run dApps, and Ethereum has a lot of them. Everything that's an ERC20 token, a lot of these ICOs you've seen lately, they're all run on Ethereum. So that's massive for Ethereum. Yeah, I agree, Shannon. I still have faith in Neo. I still hold, what would my portfolio? Maybe like 5% of my portfolio is Neo. Burke. Would I recommend buying in on Bitcoin now or after the fork? Like I talked about, again, nobody can time the market. Nobody can predict it. But I think it's going to hit 10,000 before the 14th. That's all I'll say on that. 7,000 now. I think it's going to hit 10,000 before the 14th. Yeah, Keegan says, once China enters the ICO world, Neo will go the way of Ethereum. Yeah, agreed. It just China needs to figure their stuff out, throw the regulations on that they want, and Neo has massive potential as well. Have I thought about the future of the DAO and EOS as we move forward? This is from Jacob. I should talk louder. As we move forward, taking the current centralized businesses and putting them on the blockchain. Yeah, this is like what I talk about all the time with blockchain. He says putting businesses on the blockchain like Uber, Airbnb, etc. will be possible with a platform like EOS. It'll be possible with lots of platforms, actually. Like even when Ethereum upgrades to, say, Casper, and we start run and Raiden as well, you know, we're going to have the ability for 10,000 transactions per second plus. And so what that's going to allow is for all these dApps to actually run. And when these dApps start running full speed, 10,000 plus transactions per second, infinitely more than that is the end goal. We're going to see the middleman removed in everything. We're going to see it removed in Uber, Spotify, Airbnb, Netflix, and banks. We're not going to start needing banks. A ICO that I know you guys have heard me talk about a lot lately because I'm super pumped on it. Scott, if you're listening, huge shout out to your project. Halo Platform Tech, their ICO ended like 24 hours ago. These guys are going to be huge. They're essentially removing the need for banks. And what I mean by that is you can pay with cryptocurrency, obviously, and you can also set up payment funnels on your webpage for cryptocurrency. Here's what I meant by when you can pay by cryptocurrencies. They have a debit card set up, they have a wallet on their platform, and you can receive payments from, like, you can have APIs or like little widgets on Facebook, you can have it on Craigslist, you can have it on anything. So you have a closed loop system that Halo is acting as a wallet that you bypass the bank, you bypass the middleman. And there's, again, on Halo, there's no fees. This thing's gonna be a monster. Yeah, thanks, Anthony. 10,000. Let's say it, Burke says, let's say it hits 10,000 before the fork. If you invested while it was 6K, it would be worth, because it might not drop to 6K or lower. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be seeing $6,000 again once we hit 10. That's a hefty drop. I mean, we did see a 50% drop when the China FUD and the Jamie Dimon thing came out. It did drop 50%. And if you look historically, it's definitely not out of the norm for Bitcoin to drop 50%. We've seen drops as much as 90% when we're looking back into like 2013, 2014. So I mean, it's totally realistic to see that kind of thing. But it's just not going to be long-winded. It's going to be very brief. If you look on the timelines from like the drop, I wish I could screen share and show you guys this chart. I don't have it on me. But it's the timelines of the severity of the drops and then how long it took to reach the next high. And at first it's like, 90% takes 1,000 days. Then it's 80% takes like 700 days to reach the next all-time high. Now we're around like 40% and 60 days to reach the next all-time high. So we're moving in a massive line upwards. And again, for everyone who's just tuning in, are we in a bubble? No, we haven't even begun to scratch on adoption. We're just getting rolling with the technology. How many apps are on Ethereum right now? Like a handful, man. They're just being developed. You know what? Some of the ones in the top 20, they're not even real yet. They're not even real. Golem doesn't even exist. What now? Keep mining, trading, buying, selling, using, what else? A lot of people, give me a second, let me take a water thing. I don't talk this fast, this often. Actually, I don't usually talk this fast at all, but I'm just doing it because I want to like put value in quick. I hate listening to Osho talk. It's like, I just speed it up to 4 times because it's painfully slow, even though he has good things to say. So yeah, what would I do? If you're mining, yeah, for sure, keep mining. Mining is definitely good. It's always going to be utility for it because this is how we give value to the ecosystem until we move to proof of stake in a lot of these things, in which mining will become obsolete for some coins, but still usable in others. And then to expand on that, then you have, let's say everyone moves away from proof of work. Mining is completely irrelevant now. Now you can start signing up for things like Golem, where you're actually just using your computing power and renting that out. So it's kind of like mining. So there will always be a place for miners, and to buy mining rigs, I think, is very valuable. Even to sign up with cloud mining programs, because if all the proof of work coins move away, then they're just going to switch on to things like Golem as well to increase their profits, because it's in their best interest. It's in the miners' best interest as well, and for their business. Trading, yeah, I talked about my trading. 10,000, as I mentioned before. Buying, I think the best way to buy in cryptocurrency is, I know everybody hates the thing, but Coinbase, and you just set up like whatever is your allotted amount per week. Like, okay, I'm going to invest, have $100 of disposable income per week, or whatever your number is. Maybe it's $20, maybe it's 10. Just set it up every week, $10, $100, whatever. And it's not, you're not even thinking about it, but it's just growing, it's growing, it's growing. I think that's the best way to buy into cryptocurrency, for sure. Selling, unless, yeah, maybe just like flipping and getting right back in quick, but Bitcoin at 10,000 is not the end of the road. It's been predicted by the World Economic Forum that cryptocurrency is going to have a market cap of $10 trillion by the year 2025. Right now, we're at around 150, 200 billion now. I bet we're around 200 billion now. So we still have what would it be 5 times 50x, another 50x to go to the year 2025. So it's like to sell and okay, fine if you want to try to like swing trade a little bit and increase your position, but when you're just thinking, oh man, I'm going to be making 50x in the future. Who cares if you bought in at 7,000 or 6,500? Just like, enjoy the ride. Using, I don't know what you mean by using. Maybe like using a 10x card and spending it. I'd try to limit that because then you're paying a potential 50x premium. But I definitely use it to like when I do different mentorship sessions or when I'm sending like people in the crypto space money or when they're doing the same for me. So definitely use cryptocurrency more than fiat on the internet, at least. In my everyday life, I'm still using a lot of cash just because I'm still waiting on my 10x card. But once that happens, I might use it more, but I of course I want to limit it so I'm not paying on that premium. All right. Well, the questions have stopped rolling in. Oh my God. Hold on. No, I just didn't scroll down. More came in. What do I see Bitcoin being in 12 months' time? 12 months ago it was 1K. Yeah, that's a really good point. Historically, Bitcoin's been going up 4.5 times per year. So let's put that as a conservative estimate. And I'm going to double that from the 10,000 mark. So that's insane. That's around $50,000 a Bitcoin. You know what? I'll just throw that down then. 12 months from now, mark the date, November 1st. Let's make it, November 1st, 2018, Bitcoin 50,000. Let's say that. What will happen at the 2x fork? People are going to get, Robbie says, what will happen at the 2x fork? If you have one Bitcoin, then you'll have one Bitcoin and one SegWit 2x coin. You can do whatever you want with both. Bitcoin rally has to do with the futures news. Yeah, exactly. The options, be able to do that. You're able, options will be able to be traded for Bitcoin. So that's huge. That's a lot of institutional money potentially coming in. Shannon says, dude, you've crammed so much into a few minutes. Hope people are paying attention. Me too, because my voice hurts. This is not great information. Thanks, Michael. All right, 50K, let's say that. Burke says he traveled to Prague. He went to a nightclub and they're accepting Bitcoin. I think a lot of businesses are starting to accept Bitcoin. I mean, there won't be like the little Bitcoin QR codes, but with a 10x card, technically anywhere that accepts Visa accepts Bitcoin. So that's badass. That's global already. Wow. What do I think Ethereum and Litecoin will be priced at in 1 year? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like the guessing games are impossible. It's just like, it's kind of me picking a number out of a hat by some arbitrary thing. I think Ethereum should be getting way more legs than it has lately. Like, geez, if I'm like Ethereum or Bitcoin, if I'm like, which one do I like more? I'm Ethereum 100%, man. Like, Bitcoin's cool. It's like, it's the flagship, but I don't think it's the one that's here forever. Like, I think Bitcoin's the VHS. I think Bitcoin's the Nokia flip phone, or like better yet, the rotary phone. Like, I just don't think it's the one that's here to stay. I think Ethereum, smart contract providers, these kinds of derivatives, these are the ones to stay. That being said, I understand people who are watching this who are more technically versed. Ethereum is not a store of value. It's a gas to run smart contracts. I know, but whatever. Quantum does that. Visited the place. Will it go back to 6K, says Nee. I think we're going to be testing 10 before we have a potential to drop back to 6. That's my prediction. So we're going to go to 10, and then we're going to see a drop. How low do we drop? I don't know. Do I think we're going to drop to 6? Maybe, maybe not. Bonnie says ICOs are hurting the ETH price. You know what? That's actually a very real statement. Is that these ICOs are like cashing in, like 50 million for an ICO, and they're earning it in Ether, and they want to cash it out. So that's putting a lot of downward pressure on the market. But that being said, I haven't checked the volume on Ether lately. Like, let's say there's not that many ICOs raising 50 million in a given day. So let's say there's 100 million of downward pressure on Ethereum. Can somebody check this for me? Like, what is the Ethereum volume in a day? Because I guarantee it's infinitely more than 100 million. So I don't think ICOs, they're contributing, but I don't think they're like a driving factor. Because, even Bonnie, you're saying, what was it, 3 billion in volume happened today on Bitcoin? Like, we're seeing pretty close to this kind of amount in Ethereum as well. So ICOs are the necessary evil, and I don't think they're that evil at all. I think they're the applications that need to come out that give Ethereum the value. They literally give the Ethereum the value, because Ethereum is gas that runs these smart contracts and nothing more. So that's why Ethereum has value. What do I think about Amazon getting into the crypto business by buying domains? I just saw that article. I'm getting cold. Sorry, guys. It's Canada here, and it snowed the second day in the row. It's like -10. I'm freezing. Actually, hold on. Listen. And this water is cold too. So I don't even know if they bought those domains. Was that them, or did somebody else just buy those domains for a shitload of money? Because that'd be a smart move. The world, Rodrigo says, the world of predictions. Losers. It's Mexican laugh. I kind of agree. It's just fun. I was at a bar in Laos, and they accepted Bitcoin back in April. Says Davey. Yeah, sweet. Businesses see Bitcoin payment as an investment. Yeah, that's a very real thing. Like, I would rather get paid in Ethereum than I would rather get paid in Canadian dollars, unless I'm strapped for Canadian bucks, which I am right now. I think everyone knows Tony Thomas, his famous Ether rich, cash poor short. That's a very real reality. EOS has raised nearly 1 billion Ether. 1 billion Ether? I did not know that. They don't have a cap, do they? Those sick animals. Give me a sec, guys. I'm going to CoinMarketCap, because they're just continually raising. I haven't been really following EOS project, just because in their white paper it says, what does it say? These tokens do not serve as any store of value, nor do we guarantee that our investors will be getting their token back. And so I was just like, well, this shit's a scam. But you know what? Now, after being in the crypto space for a while and working with my own ICO, Clout, I'm realizing that actually it's just a lot of language that these ICOs have to use. It's just saying, like, not making it a security, not giving it value. So very potentially just language that they had to use to get around it. So I'm still looking up EOS here. EOS, 1 billion in ETH. No way. I don't believe that, because their market cap's only 400 million. I'm not saying that I don't believe it, but I don't know. I'd like to see that article. Then Bonnie says $730 million in ETH per day is the volume, I'm assuming. So yeah, I mean, ICOs have like a little bit of downwards pressure, but in my opinion, it's not that heavy. EOS is going to be the largest monster we've seen, says Brad. A lot of EOS love. You have to give them a little more look, because I actually was really interested in EOS because, again, this is another project that's promising no fees and super fast transaction speeds. But yeah, like I said, it was the wording in their white paper that kind of originally got me to run away. But now, actually, within the past week, I've started to think about EOS again. Especially after going to Vegas and talking with the team and just with some lawyers as well, being like, okay, you know what, this is actually just security language. We're all these ICOs we're just trying to cover our asses because it's such an unregulated space. It's nuts. What do I think about Vert? I haven't even looked into them, honestly. Problems with Bitcoin payment is transfer time, big time. This is why I don't like the thing really. Like I think it's a sweet flagship, but it's just doesn't have a utility to me. Like this is the utility. It's a digital store of value, like a digital gold, and I think that's very cool because that's what we need. It's better than gold. It's better than gold. There was this video. This girl, she goes around from store to store. You guys might have seen it, and she brings around a gold bullion. I think that's how it's pronounced, bullion in French, and it's worth 4K. And she tries to pay with this, and she also tries to pay with Bitcoin. And it's just comparing, like, hey, where can you buy with what? Like, what actually has value? Because people are like, oh, well, at least like I can hold gold and like pay for things with it. And she couldn't pay for anything with her gold, and she paid for quite a bit of stuff with her Bitcoin. So it's like your gold sucks because you can't pay for anything with it. It's not infinitely divisible. You can't transfer it instantaneously across the world. And actually, the supply is not regulated. We don't know what the supply is. We know what the supply of Bitcoin is, and it's transparent. So gold, in my opinion, is inferior to Bitcoin. You can quote me on that. Take a picture. Maybe that sounded a little too cocky, but that's what I think. Where do you suggest I invest my next 10K? I can't suggest anywhere to invest any money. But if you follow me in these groups, I give a lot of recommendations on what projects I'm really excited about. Projects I'm really excited about right now are, which ones are active? Well, Clout's for sure active, and this one I'm insanely excited about. I don't know if everyone's had a chance to check out the team, but it's ridiculous and growing by the day. We have Ryan Fugger, the guy who literally created Ripple. We have David Cohen, a board member of IOTA. We have Henry Wang, who's on the International Blockchain Application Federation. Actually, sorry, he's the founder of it. Our team's massive. We had a good time in Vegas making some insane connections. We had dinner with Tai Lopez and things like this. So I'm really excited about Clout. And Matrix is another really cool one that I like. Yeah, I'm all about ICOs like right now. So all the ones that I've been posting about, I actually enjoy. Or like read my reviews. Let me rephrase that. Is sometimes I'll post factual stuff that's like, hey, this ICO is this and that and that. But read what I'm saying, because if I'm like, hey, I'm excited about this, I'm actually excited about it, and I've actually put my money into it. Like Halo, I invested a lot into it. Walton Chain, that's the one. Yeah, I don't know why I was forgetting about that. Walton Chain is going to be massive. RFID technology. This is like the blockchainization of all items and assets. Not so much assets, sorry, but items or even people. You put an RFID chip in your hand, people may not like it because of whatever privacy, but you can scan your hand and off you've paid. You put an RFID chip in any item, it's trackable across the world. You put an RFID chip on your car, you're like, oh my God, an oil change, scan that thing, then I sold it, boom, it's on blockchain, throw it on your house. Walton Chain is going to be huge. Neo, I'm just going through my portfolio right now. Neo, 10X, Quantum, I am huge on Quantum. Stratus, IOTA, Rise, I need to look more into Rise, but I'll tell you what, one guy that you should all be following is Jason Boren, who's one of the moderators in this group and the guy who actually put together our webpage, cryptocurrencyinvesting.news, and he's huge on Rise. And if there's one thing that I've learned is if Jason says this thing, do it. So I jumped on Rise for a little portion of my portfolio. I have a little bit of Golem, a little bit of Litecoin, and let me just check. It's sometimes hard to keep track of all the ICOs that you get into lately. Obviously, Clout, Halo, Matrix. Dream Team is a cool concept, as is D-Market. I need to brush up on what their launching market cap is, because that's the factor that I look at before I invested in ICO is, okay, what's their ICO, like their final tier, and how many tokens do they have in total circulation? So like, let's say they have, it's a $1 token and they have 100 million coins. That means they have a $100 million market cap coming out of ICO. So it's like, huh, okay, so I compare that to other projects, and do I feel that's reasonable or not? Okay, let me just go to the other ICOs. There's just so many. It's been like a whirlwind. Storm token. Oh my God. Fuck. I'm doing a write-up right now, actually. If I was writing up about Storm token right now. when Bitcoin was doing the 7,000 run. So I'm pumped on Storm token. I just had an interview with Simon Yu, their CEO. It's gonna be huge. Storm, that sounded like Donald Trump. Storm token is essentially what it's going to be is take out Fiverr, take out Upwork. So if you have a service that you offer online, whether it's like the translation of papers, graphic design, whatever it is, you put this on Storm and you can get paid for it. Also, let's say there's a Facebook page. Let's say my page, Cryptocurrency Investing. I want you guys to like the page, so I pay you everybody 5 cents to like the page. You get paid for that, for just doing simple actions. And also, what is the third thing? Oh my God. There's a third thing. Oh, and you get paid for just like doing shopping things. So if you sign up for like different stores or like make different purchases, then you also get points and paid out for this. So Storm is going to be massive, massive, massive. Spective is another really cool one that I'm really into. I love the idea of bringing advertisers back to the people. However, again, I need to check out their token thing. Same with Hacken, really cool concept. I need to check out their token allocation. Those are the ones that I'm excited about right now. Whew. All right. This is lasting way longer than I ever wanted it to. You guys just don't shut up. I like it. Michael, Bitcoin, IOTA, Litecoin, Ethereum. I like the last three. And Bitcoin's the flagship. Ethereum ICOs raise 700 million in just 1 month, says Jacob. So he's referring to EOS. That's insane. That's crazy. Do I think 7,000 will merge as a strong resistance point for Bitcoin? No, I think it's going to go to 10K. IOTA will win in the long term, says Steve. Agreed. Bonnie, hashtag Team Clout. Definitely. Yeah. This is like, I am just so excited about this project. Like it makes me smile. Like we're unifying the cryptocurrency community. Like what this cryptocurrency investing group is, imagine if you guys are getting paid right now to write comments and to press the like button, because that's what Clout's going to give you. It's also going to have a list of the top 10 ICOs. It's going to have all the educational resources. So, you know, people who are like, hey, how do I invest in Bitcoin? They'll have the answer there. There'll be the answer for like SegWit 2x and what do you do and how does things happen. And we're going to have a list of like all the people who are like the who's who in the industry. So you're like, oh, I really like Omar Baum. This guy's awesome. Or Rev. I want to follow these guys. Well, they're going to be on Clout because they're going to get paid from the people who upvote them. And you can just follow these people individually. So it's going to be like, it's literally, we're creating a one-stop shop for everything that has to do with the cryptocurrency industry. So I'm excited about it because I'm a content creator and I like learning about cryptocurrency. So, and I like upvoting and commenting on stuff. So I'm going to make personally a lot of money on this because I'm just going to be on it a lot. It's such a cool idea. So I was all over it. Again, Rehan, what do I think about VertCoin? I don't know VertCoin. Someone give me like a little Cole's notes in the comments because I don't know about it. Expecting Bitcoin Cash to keep on its run, says Mark. Reading a lot of good stuff. I'm just not in on Bitcoin Cash. I don't like I said, I'm not a Bitcoin guy as it is. And Bitcoin Cash is like, I like it because it's like more grassroots than Bitcoin, but the mining power is a big store of value for the value of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin Cash just doesn't have that. Kevin Quinn says Clout minimum contribution is 1 Bitcoin, only for the pre-ICO. Once the ICO launches on November 17th, then we're actually gonna, sorry, my mistake. It's half an Ether is the minimum contribution. So super accessible, 150 US is the minimum for the Clout ICO. Want to be the first crypto hip hop enthusiast and investor? Well, I don't know if you're the first. I think there's been a couple already, but I mean, there's room for lots more, Steve. We were literally taking down notes, bro, says Mel. Cool. Yeah, I'm happy to do this. This is literally my passion. Like when I first got into cryptocurrency, literally, I would spend nights until 4:20 in the morning every night and just researching about Ethereum because I loved it so much. I thought it was so cool. And then 4:20 hits, I'd laugh. I'd be, haha, 4:20. I'm like, oh, okay, Jeff, fuck, it's time to go to bed now. and I'd close the laptop. So yeah, I spend probably 7 hours a day researching and just reading on I started out on the subreddit ETH Trader. That's where I was just really reading everything, digesting. And then from there, I just kind of branched out and started to learn about other cryptocurrencies. What was my first investment after Ethereum? I don't even know. No idea. Paul says, does transaction speed even matter for Bitcoin in the long run if it remains digital gold that can be transferred within a reasonable time to any other currency that is superior for whatever reason? And could it eventually just take on many of the better qualities of the other altcoins and make them irrelevant if the majority decide to adopt future changes similar to the 2x? Okay, so to summarize, Paul says, does Bitcoin really need to be that kick-ass for it to have value? And I think that's an awesome point, Paul, is no, Bitcoin can just act as a digital gold and digital store of value and still have a massive market cap. It doesn't need to update that much. And it is updating right now. We just saw the SegWit upgrade. We're going to see more, the Lightning Network is going to be coming on soon. So Bitcoin is seeing upgrades. I'm hard on Bitcoin. He's my firstborn son, Bitcoin. I expect lots from him. What was the advertising ICO again? I was tracking MadeSafe Coin, says Dom. That is Spective. Michael, thanks so much for answering all my questions. You're the man. Love to hear more in the future. Got midterms tomorrow. Wish me luck. Good luck, Michael. Don't know what your midterms are in, but wish you much luck. Yeah, happy to do this. I didn't think I was going to get this many people watching. I was just pumped, like I said, on Bitcoin breaking 7,000. Where is it at now? 7,014. Okay. Right on. Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. My bad that I don't know about Vertcoin. Apparently I should. Vertcoin was the original anti-ASIC crypto coin from 2012. This is from Jacob to 2013. It was started with the ASIC miners taking over Bitcoin and Litecoin. It's script fork of Litecoin. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some research into this within the next week. My plate is pretty full lately, but yeah, I'll look into it. My mistake for not knowing. Not my mistake. Just so much shit to know. Sometimes stuff just slides under your radar. Joe, most of these altcoins and ICO are nonsense and will never recreate the network effect that Bitcoin has. Do you agree? I really liken this ICO rush to, really, people don't want to hear it, but the .com bubble or the internet rush. I don't think we're going to see a big crash in the whole market, but we're going to see a crash in a lot of these ICOs because a lot of them are not good. So some of these ICOs are going to have value and then they're going to die because nobody wants to use them. That's a very real reality. So Vitalik says 90% of ICOs are going to fail. That's just a guess. And anybody can make a guess, just like anybody can speculate on price. If anyone's going to guess, he's the man to do it. But yeah, there's going to be some that have fantastic utility, these ICOs. Like Omisco or Omisego, I don't even know how it's pronounced, is definitely one of them that's really spearheading that right now. Yeah, 420, that was the time I shut my laptop. Yeah, thanks, Mark. Definitely passionate. Quick guessing if I have... Oh, this is... How many times have we seen this question? JV asks, if I have $50 now to buy coins, what would it be and why? So that question is, what should I invest in right now? Which has been asked before, which was, I have 10,000, which I... So the question doesn't matter if it's 10,000, doesn't matter if it's 10 million, doesn't matter if it's $50. The question is, how much do you want to diversify? What's your risk tolerance? If you have low risk tolerance, get into Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin. Those are the three stable ones. If you have high risk tolerance, start getting into these ICOs. My favorite ICO right now, it's no surprise, it's Clout. I'm part of the team. I see the inner workings of this team, and they're solid, they're strong. we're gonna crush it. But like, I don't want to say crush it, like whoa, crush the ICOs, but like we're gonna do really well. Our whole goal is to unify the cryptocurrency space. So we're not competing with anyone. We're actually like creating a synergy. So we're gonna be. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. Like, here's my prediction: within 2 years, it's like, it's like Google it. She's like, oh, did you see it on Clout? It'll be like the same thing. Like, oh, what do you think about this ICO? Well, I don't know. Was it on Clout? Like, this is what I think is gonna happen. Like, Clout will be that like 1-1. Oh, Steve. Yeah, sorry. Steve says he was the music guy. I want to change the whole music industry. I want to turn myself as an artist into a type of ICO back to my fans in the crypto community that will give fans an opportunities to reap the benefits of my success. Thoughts? Okay, cool. So yeah, you're kind of like tokenizing yourself and giving yourself value. You just got to find a utility for that token. So like, for sure, like you create 100 million Steve coins and everyone's like, oh, Steve's so awesome, so I want to buy some. But like, what are they actually going to do with those tokens? So until you can figure out what the utility of the token is, the value is inherently zero. Doesn't matter if you're Kanye or doesn't matter who you are. You need to have a utility. So what's that going to be? Is it going to be like a share? Yeah, here's what it could be. It could be a share of your revenue stream. So if you're like, I'm going to give back X revenue stream to my fans, then that's a utility. But it's actually a security, which I was talking about earlier in the stream, is going to really catch you and bite you on the ass because the SEC is really down everyone's throats. So the utility, you have to find a utility, something to do with the coins. I don't know. I'll brainstorm it for a while, but don't have anything popping into my head right now. Ethan, thoughts on Neblio? Don't know it. Hussein, good wallet. Exodus is my number 2. My number 1 is Ledger Nano S. Paul says, yeah, he's referring to the dot-com bubble. Feels like 95 again. Yeah, I was pretty young when that happened, so I don't really remember it, but I would agree. Is this my full-time job because I'm like an encyclopedia? Actually, yes, it is. I quit my job so I could do this full-time. So essentially, my full-time job right now is like really running the cryptocurrency investing group, Ethereum investing group, working with Clout as their social media manager, managing the cryptocurrency investing website with Jason, Keegan, Corey, and now we just brought on Meredith too, as well as Russ. So yeah, my full-time job is crypto now. I'm really excited about it. I feel like this is a massive emerging industry, and I would rather commit my time to this than anything else. I used to be a firefighter actually, and they called it the golden ball and chain because you make like $100,000 a year. The job's awesome. You play ping pong with the boys, just have like a good time, work out. But and I left because I knew that there was something more for me. I did like yoga and holistic stuff for a few years, and I still do that. But yeah, I guess I've always been an outside the box kind of guy. So I just took the leap on cryptocurrency because what's to lose besides my time? Kingsley, can I spell it how to buy? I don't know what you're, oh, there we go. Ethan spelled it out, Clout. Thanks, Ethan. Oh my goodness, I think we got to the bottom of the comments. I'm a holder of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. In order to buy Clout or any ICO, can I purchase with USD, Bitcoin, or ETH? Generally, you can purchase all ICOs with Ethereum and or Bitcoin. You're going to be hard pressed for US dollars. But yeah, Bitcoin and Ethereum, pretty much all of them. I know Clout you can purchase in with Ethereum. Oh, right on, 58 minutes, 57 seconds. First time to be mentioned for live stream. Keep it up, says JV. Good luck to everyone. Right on, yeah. I don't know, this was fun for me. I enjoyed it. I like when people comment and like the conversation can stay fresh. That's just what it's like who was this? Alessandro was saying like, this is my full-time job. I like doing it and I like sharing the information. That's like who I am and like my passion and my interest, and it's called Ikigai, reason for being. I feel like that's my reason for being, is like getting super passionate about something, whether it's yoga or circus or cryptocurrency, and sharing that with everybody. So that's what I'm doing here. So here we go, yeah. What is the price of I'd love to learn more. Derek, just keep hanging in the group, man. Send me, you know what? Send me a private message. I'm happy to talk to you. Anybody who's listening to this, send me a private message. I might not be able to get back to you right away because I got, let me see, around 20 different DMs right now, totaling a couple hundred messages. But yeah, I'll get back to you soon. So yeah, PM me. Bitcoin, best time to buy Bitcoin yesterday. But honestly, like best time to buy Bitcoin in my opinion. Again, I'm not giving advice. This is just what I would do if I was buying Bitcoin. And actually this is how I bought Ethereum. I'll talk about this. How I suggest people to buy cryptocurrency is how I purchased Ethereum. I just decided one day I'm doing it. And how much can I afford to lose? What am I comfortable with playing? And I went for it. I threw it all in pretty much within the span of 3 days. And that's it. I got in Ethereum super early and I'm happy for it. I haven't really day traded the thing much. All I've done is just diversified. So I'm like, oh, like Quantum, that's a cool project. I'll take 10% of my Ethereum and put it in Quantum. So that's all I've done. I haven't really day traded. I day traded marijuana stocks before I got into cryptocurrency and made a lot of money there. But honestly, I calculated now, if I just would have held, I would have made more money. So there's a stat. If you are out on the market in 10 years on the top 10 trading days, okay, I'm kind of butchering this stat, but this is the idea. If you're out on the top 10 trading days in the last 10 years, you lose, it's like 50% of your gains, just the 10 days. So day trading, I think, is stupid because you really have potential to miss out on something. So yeah, best time to buy is just when you're ready. What's the price of Clout? ICO, pre-ICO actually, is now sold out. We sold out at $1, 2.5 million. I'll be damned. I'm pumped. I'm just so excited for this project. Fuck, I just want to like scream on the top of a mountain, but I have 6 roommates that live in a community house, so I can't do that right now. But then on the ICO, it's gonna be $250. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Ethan. Yeah, I know. That's what I love to do. That's what I love to do. Thanks, Clint. How safe is US Tether? Tether is built on nothing. It used to be, it's kind of like, here's what I'd compare Tether to. Tether is like the US dollar. It used to be backed by gold, just like Tether used to be backed by US currency. But now Tether has started creating Tether out of nothing. Just like the US dollar started creating US dollars out of nothing, not backed by gold anymore. And Tether's not backed by the US currency. So you're kind of like investing in an empty vessel, which can collapse at any moment. And so there's kind of like a double-edged sword to that argument, because it's like it could collapse at any moment. Then the other side to that conversation is, well, isn't it just all like supply and demand and yada, yada, yada? Yes and no, because US Tether, okay, I don't have my argument fully up to snuff on this, but US Tether is a stable value, so it's different than supply and demand, where I don't know how this would all work, but I'd have to think about this for a second. But essentially, they've started printing money out of nothing, so I just don't trust the fucking thing. So I don't put it in Tether. I just put it in stable currencies like Litecoin. There's my answer. I don't like Tether. I put it in Litecoin. It says from Melvin. Jody, missed the start, but great content. Thanks. I appreciate that. You still see value in holding ETH long term and buying more ETH, or diversifying into these ICOs is a better source of value. Whew. Okay. So Ethereum is like the fuel that's running a lot of these ICOs, if not most of them. Like what are these ICOs like? Unless the ICO is based on its own blockchain, which is pretty rare these days, a lot of them are running on Ethereum. So Ethereum is like, it's like, again, shitty analogy, but it's like investing in Apple and the iPhone, and investing in the ICOs is like investing in the app. So like, for sure, Flappy Bird let's say Flappy Bird can only be run on the iPhone. So if the value of Flappy Bird goes up, in the way, the value of the iPhone also goes up because like they're kind of interrelated. So these ICOs like becoming profitable actually increases Ethereum. But that being said, you know, like let's say the value of an iPhone is already $300 where Ether is, and Flappy Bird is at pennies because it's just freshly out and it's ICOing. You can make a lot more money on Flappy Bird than you can on Ethereum because maybe like Ethereum is going to go 3x in the next year, where Flappy Bird can go like, you know, 10x, 100x, whatever. So there's definite value into investing into these ICOs. And I'd look into them. Like, honestly, if you guys check out the pinned posts in the group, like full transparency, like I said, this is my full-time job, so I got to make money somehow. I got to breathe, and I'm not selling my cryptocurrency. So the pinned posts are paid. It's no secret. But we only sponsored projects that we actually dig and that we actually like. Or at the very least, if you read into it, let me rephrase that, sorry. It's not that we only sponsor projects that we actually like, but if we've written the write-up, let me back up again. We'll never sponsor a scam, ever. The ICOs that are sponsored, that we write up about, read our write-up, and you'll actually find out if we like the thing or not. Like if you read Halo's write-up, you'll see that it's like, I'm just like down on my knees like, oh, Halo, like you're unreal. I love this thing. But then there's been a couple. If you check out cryptocurrencyinvesting.news/articles, you'll see I just say the facts, say what they're about to do, and that's it. That's all I say because I'm not really excited about them. So read what I say because like this is my full-time thing. Jason spends a long time on this daily. That guy's a machine. Keegan's really into it. Corey's really into it. You know, Russ and Meredith are on our team now. Like this is our thing. So we put a lot of work so we can deliver you guys the information. And then our kickback is just like getting a little cash for the ICOs who are promoting, but we're giving an honest review of them. So I think that's the bottom line. We're giving honest reviews every time of these ICOs. So check out the pin posts. Tara jumped on for the past 20 minutes. Looking forward to my next live video. Yeah, you know, I've actually enjoyed this. I kind of am too, but I'm always a little intimidated because sometimes when only 2 people watch, it sucks and I feel like a bag of dicks. No, just kidding. That's never happened. But that would not feel good. That is true. It's nice to have a community where I'm not just speaking to myself. So I really appreciate these comments rolling in. That 100%. The more comments I see, the better it is because this is what keeps me rolling. I was going to stop at minute 10, but just because you guys are talking with me, this is fun. I enjoy it. I love sharing my information to people who are receptive to it. So if you like my stuff in the groups, dudes, please throw a like down on it because this is like what keeps me motivated to keep going. If I make a post where I'm like, hey guys, I just did an interview with like Simon Yu, the CEO of Storm Token. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. And I'm pumped on it because the project's amazing. And it gets like 2 likes or 4 likes, which it did. I'm like, what? Like you guys are crazy, man. Like this is huge news. Check out this interview. Like this is a crazy project. I don't know where you guys at. And then I make a post like Bitcoin's going to 7,000, and I think it probably has like 100 likes now. I don't know. I guess that's just Facebook and short attention spans. What are you gonna do? That's people. I got to start giving more digestible content. That's a lesson that I need to learn. Realize that I'm asking for advice here, says Jody, just after your review, as you have always been bullish on ETH. Definitely always bullish on ETH. Melvin says, thanks, man. Great video. Appreciate that. I enjoy this. Jody, okay, thanks, mate. Thanks from Sydney. Used to watch your YouTube vids. Yeah, I used to have, thanks, Jody. I used to have a channel. I think I called it Ethereum investing. And now I realize that there's way more cool stuff than just Ethereum. So now I've created cryptocurrency investing. So check that out on YouTube, please. Because subscribers mean a lot. Yeah, because then it just gives more weight. You guys see it more, the more views, like the more it gets out there. That's all I'm trying to do is just like get the message out there. So yeah, please do that. I posted a bunch of videos and articles on the site. So just like go do a little click, sign up. I'd appreciate that. That'd be like the energy exchange, your payment for watching this video. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's it. Getting late here. Gonna have to rewatch. All right, cool, Blake. Sounds good, man. I think, oh, here's a cool idea. I'm gonna make So every video that we've ever made at Cryptocurrency Investing, all the interviews, the Knights of the Crypto Table, what's happening right now, I'm going to turn it into a podcast. So I don't know how to do it yet, but I'm going to figure it out. And so it's going to be a podcast. It's going to be free. You can download the thing. And because videos suck in the car, they use a lot of 3G, whereas, a podcast you can download through that, just cruise around in your car and listen to cool stuff about crypto. So I think that's going to be the next step, and having cool people on as guests, kind of like, I don't know, Tim Ferriss. I guess like Tim Ferriss for crypto. I guess that's what we're going to try to do, is interview really cool people and throw it on a podcast. So if you guys like that idea, or if you don't, I'm going to do it anyways. Hussein, should I hold Ether or get rid of it because it isn't moving? What do you think about BitConnect, Bitcash? Hold the Ether, hold the Ether. It's gonna move, it's gonna move, it's gonna move. Just wait for it. It's gonna happen. Bitcoin's just having this there's like Batman and Robin, and Bitcoin's being Batman, and it's kicking criminals' asses and doing crazy things and getting in the media and getting in the news, but Robin was actually the badass, and that's what's happening here. Ethereum's going to get its recognition soon. Robin's the unsung hero. Thanks, Bonnie. Love you too. I just spent a good amount of time in Vegas with Bonnie's husband, and he's a stand-up guy, like just such a compassionate heart, down to earth. Guy didn't sleep and a hard worker. The guy didn't sleep for, was it 72 hours straight? And he was just making massive connections, and the guy blows me away. Like, I don't know why I'm getting emotional now, but he's a good guy. He's a good guy. And just master networker. Dude's insane. Chris, first time hearing, look forward to more. Yeah, I think this is the first one I've done, really. We did the Knights of the Crypto Table, and that was it, really, except for the interviews. Ben, your aura is strong, brother. Keep doing your thing. Thank you. Appreciate that. When I'm passionate about things, I glow. Well, yeah, make it a podcast. Cool. Podcast support. Get Rev, Nissan, and Kurt Connolly. Yeah, definitely would be cool to get Rev. I haven't even watched too many of his videos because my attention span is pretty short too. So I like to read things or watch videos that are 2 minutes or less. I know Rev just kind of has like hour-long things where he rambles, kind of like I'm doing, and I don't like watching them for that reason. But I know he's a cool guy. What do I think about Ripple? Ripple definitely has an application. There's going to be the good and evil. Oh, you know what? I think I missed a comment now I'm thinking about it. Someone mentioned Hussein mentioned BitConnect and Bitcash. I only know that, again, didn't look into these too much, but from what I've heard, BitConnect is Ponzi scheme, so I'm out. Coca does that. Well, actually, I had a full 90% cacao chocolate bar today. That's what I do when I shop. I get a cacao chocolate bar, and I just eat it while I shop, because I don't like shopping. But I'm trying to give this here's the thing. Tony Robbins says, if you associate pleasure to an event, you will eventually like it. So that's what I'm trying to do. Or if you associate pain to an event, you'll eventually not like it. So let's say every time you go smoke and you then slap the elastic on your wrist, or somebody slaps you in the face, or you stab yourself in the foot, eventually you're going to stop smoking because you're associating pain to it. Whereas I don't like shopping. It just sucks. So now I'm trying to eat chocolate while I shop. So I'm like, okay, shopping's not so bad. I can get groceries and all this kind of thing. Anyways, that's a little fun fact. If you want to develop a good habit, associate pleasure to it. So give yourself a treat. If you want to break a bad habit, associate pain to it. And you can also associate I'm going on a tangent. Okay, so I want to stop smoking because it's going to harm my health, not just physical pain, but mental pain. It's going to harm my health. It's going to harm my relationships. People don't like being around me. It's going to harm my family. Maybe I won't see my kids' because I'm going to be dead. Associate as much pain as you can to it. Really think about it. And then associate pleasure to the alternative. Wow, if I stop smoking, I'm going to be healthy. I can go for runs. I can go swimming. This is a pain pleasure. Where did that come from? Coca, Freddie, you got me on that tangent. Davey, just went to the Clout page but cannot buy if I'm a U.S. citizen. Unfortunately, no. The U.S. is insane. I'm Canadian. I'm friendly. So I don't have to deal with that. I feel bad for you guys. But yeah, you'll have to wait till it hits exchanges. That'll be on December 17th, which will be a month after the ICO launches or before. What are some good wallets to use, says Adrian? That would be the Ledger Nano S or the Exodus wallet. Okay, Hussein, can I talk about the forks coming up? I did earlier, Hussein. I'm just going to break it down real quick for people who just joined. SegWit 2x, it's for greedy people, big corporations. That's why SegWit 2x is happening. Hold the Bitcoin. Get your SegWit 2x, maybe sell it. Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, that happened because there were too many, the mining power was going to the people with the big mining equipment, and they wanted to bring it back to the grassroots, the people with the little desktop computers and things like that. That's why Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Cash came into existence, to bring it back to the people. Boom. Okay, moving on. Oh, I lost myself. Any input on Ripple? Not really, man. Here's the thing. Like, blockchain will be used for good and evil, and Ripple is serving a function for banks. And whether you like banks or not, it's serving a function for them. So I think that's just like a very tangible reality that Ripple's doing an awesome job at serving banks functionality. So this is something. It's like I'm never going to invest in a slaughterhouse because I don't like killing animals. I'm not going to invest in. I don't want to compare it like that. I like Ripple more than that. But I just don't invest in Ripple because I want to just be like as decentralized as I can. 75% of the coins are still held by the founders, I guess. So that's BS to me because they can dilute the market at any time. It feels way too centralized. I don't like it. Freddie says, do I see Bitcoin correcting soon? I see it correcting at 10,000. Before the fork, after the fork is when it will correct. I predict. Yeah, Ethan laid that one out for me. When is the expected fork? 14 days. Let me check the timer, what day that is. November 16th, as of right now, at 4:13 a.m. Eastern time. Again, blocks can alter, blocks can change lengths. It's 2 a.m. here, so I'm starting to slow my words. I thought there was no replay protection. Alessandro says, I thought there was no replay protection for this fork, Jeff. Doesn't that mean if you sell one Bitcoin, you might also lose Bitcoin 2x or vice versa? I came unprepared to this gunfight. I know they've been talking about replay protection, no replay protection, and I haven't been staying up to date on it because I've been so freaking busy with other things. So I'm definitely not going to be selling or making any moves until I was 100% sure of it. I don't have clarity on that, actually. That's kind of, I can't believe I'm saying that right now. I don't have clarity if there's replay protection or not on the Bitcoin fork. I'm going to check into that, though. But I guess what I'm saying is I will not be selling after the fork unless I'm 100% sure that there is replay protection. There's my statement. There's what everybody should go by. Make sure there is or there is not, or sell before the fork, which is probably what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to cash in at around 9,900. Hopefully it takes a dip and I'll buy back in around like 7 or something. Yeah, Ethan says November 17th. You're right for the SegWit 2x. Blake, do you think it will go up another 3,000 in the next 2 weeks before correcting? That's a pretty lofty fucking goal, isn't it? When you say it like that, that seems insane. But I'm not going to put it past Bitcoin, especially with this new announcement of the options trading coming available. Pull out what? Pull out the night before, says Melissa. Oh, I was thinking about something else. Yeah, pull out the night before. That's right. Buy some mulch just before the fork. Right on, says Ethan. No worries, Jeff. I feel like we should just hold until the dust settles. Totally agree. Right on. What was from Alessandro from that comment? Okay, well, I've now made it to the bottom of the comments again. An hour 20. That was a crazy stream. I had a lot of fun. Here we are. Okay, well, I think this is the end. Okay, well, yeah, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks so much for being here, guys. Thanks so much for listening. This is my passion. This is what I like to do. So again, like, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Actually, I'm not going to try to slang you like all those other YouTube channels. Do what you want. I have a YouTube channel. You know, I have the group. We have the website. It's not just me. It's a group of us too. We're a team. We're in this together. I'm just one piece of the puzzle. So yeah, follow our stuff. Love you all. Mwah.